Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to the night shift. It's Tuesday night, it's Healthy Love Night. I almost said it's the beginning of another night shift week. But it's kind of feeling like Monday, with yesterday kind of feeling like Sunday. That's how it goes when you get off a holiday weekend.
All ladies, put up your hand. 10 out of 10. Put up your hand. Let me ask you a question. Who coming with the ladies and 10? Who coming with the men following them? Men following them. Men following ladies. Let me see all your hand them. If you had the same problem, so much that you taking attendance, taking attendance, taking attendance. Say, girl, where you learn how to bend. Everything you do, say 10 out of 10. Whoa. They love it when you're whining it. To move so much skill that you can't improve. Boy, they love it when you whine. They just be sexy and we whine them low. What they calling we? 10 gala when you whine on down. No, we ain't afraid to show it. No. What they calling we? 10 gala when you whine on down. So impeccable, your whine is so incredible. One line of alphabetical. Show me something right now for the ladies and 10 so impeccable.
I want to say greetings and salutations to everybody locked in.
Sexy and we whine them low. What they calling we? 10 gala when you whine on down. No, we ain't afraid to show it. No. What they calling we? 10 gala when you whine on down. So impeccable, your whine is so incredible. One line of alphabetical. Show me something right now for the ladies and 10 so impeccable. Your whine is so incredible. One line of alphabetical. Show me something right now for the ladies and them. Flawless, you look good. Perfect, you look good. Like diamond, you look good. You're the 10 out of 10 in truth. Flawless, you look good. Perfect, you look good. Like
I want to say big ups to each and everyone locked in right now. Those on TuneIn Radio, the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Big ups to you. Those locked in at all the affiliate stations across the globe. Top of the morning to you guys over there in the UK. Big ups over there on One Harmony Radio. Big ups to those in New York, at Ireland, worldwide, exhibiting the power of music. My friends over there in New Jersey, NIE Radio, good evening to you. I almost said top of the morning to you too. Top of the evening to you. Bottom of the evening. Big ups to those across the way. WGLRO out of Texas. Oliwap Radio, Dusik Media Groups. Much respect to you. Big ups to those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com.
You look good, like diamond, you look good. You're the 10 out of 10 in truth. Flawless, you look good. Perfect, you look good. Like diamond, you look good.
Much love to those who are locked in on Facebook Live. Remember, it's only a segment broadcast.
Everything you do, say 10 out of 10. Whoa. They love it when you're whining it. Say, girl, where you learn how to move. So much skill that you can't improve. Boy, they love it when you're whining.
So y'all call a friend, tell a friend.
Rewind them low.
It's a night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, Healthy Love Night.
Perfect, you look good. Like diamond, you look good. You're the 10 out of 10 in truth. Flawless, you look good. Perfect, you look good. Like diamond, you look good. You're the 10 out of 10.
Of course, those of you locked in on Facebook Live.
You say 10 out of 10. Whoa. They love it
Encouraging you to use the little link in the comment section.
Learn how to move, so much skill like
Yeah, man, I pinned it for you.
oh,
KevinStew.com.
grind.
And come on over and jump into the stew pot. Join everybody else. Yeah, big ups to those who are locked in on KevinStew.com also. Much love to you. So glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. You have my word, I wouldn't even try. Start kicking it off tonight with the sound of Tizzy. It's called 10.
Right now for the ladies and gents, impeccable, incredible, alphabetical. Right now.
And I can tell you, nothing else matters when you can score a 10, right? Because after that, then it's what, 11, and you start over. Why does it only go up to 10 anyway? Can somebody tell me, please? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Again, welcome to the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew Healthy Love Night. And tonight, we're gonna brew up a little bit of information for tonight, yeah? On something that is not strange to us. It is not unfamiliar. But before I do that, I want to say thank you to my segment sponsor. I almost forgot them. Almost. Thank you to Pulse Media Group. When being in a moment is priceless, give them a call for innovative streaming and recording solutions. They can provide for you everything you see here on kevinstew.com and more. So you want to broadcast on your secure platform, your own platform, and own your broadcast, give them a call. You have a wedding, a funeral, a church service, a seminar, graduation, just a regular party, you name it. They can provide the service that you are looking for your event to make it just right. So call them up 754-999-6020. That's 754-999-6020. Or visit them at pulsemg.com or pemgtv.com and tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. All right? So that takes care of that bit of housekeeping. And those of you who, of course, gonna jump into the stew pot, I encourage all of you to do it. And to use up the number to call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram. You can even Skype me, but not using that number. Skype Kevin.stew. But the number to call, 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. You can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp, you can Telegram. And I'll get your message. And it's a good way for us to interact, yeah? Of course, jumping into the stew pot, it's what others call a chat room, but because we're fancy over here on kevinstew.com, we call it the stew pot. It's where we keep things interactive and bubbling. So go ahead and use that up too. You don't have to be afraid, you don't have to be shy, nothing like that. All right? So tonight we're talking about Moringa. And many people have been using Moringa as a tea. And for a few years now, I've been hearing people talk about the benefits of Moringa and all that. And you know, it's one of those things that you kind of have to wonder, why is it that it's not all over in the news? Why is it that everybody isn't swearing by it and only some people are talking about it? Well, let's learn a little bit about what Moringa is. And if any of you have had Moringa tea or have been drinking Moringa, whether it as a hot tea or an iced tea, whichever way you have been consuming Moringa, if you have found that it has some benefits to you, I encourage you to share that with us. Again, use up the number, call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram. Of course, jump into the stew pot, kevinstew.com, and leave your comments there, preferably there. Because, you know, we love the support. And of course, to go ahead and share it with your friends, share it with your enemies, friends of your friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends. Share it with everybody. Tell them we are on, and we're on right now. If they're not watching live on Facebook, then that's fine. Go ahead and go straight to kevinstew.com, because the Facebook thing is only temporary. All right. So, Moringa is a tree native to India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. There are several different species, but the most common and widely consumed is Moringa oleifera. That's Oleifera. And this is sometimes referred to as the miracle tree. It's also called the tree of life, mother's milk, drumstick tree, or horseradish tree. Horseradish tree. Yeah. I do also want to say big ups to Jerry. Jerry, much love to you, bro. And I specifically want to big him up, because he's one of those people that has listened in the quiet and has always supported. So a big ups to you, sir. Marie, welcome. Moringa is really good. You take the pills. Okay, cool, nice. So here, what has Moringa done for you, Marie? 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. I'd love to hear what Moringa has done for you, if you would be so kind as to share with us. And how did you get introduced to it? That too, because not everybody seems to get introduced to these things the same way. So I'm kind of curious. All right, so the tree is fast growing. It's drought resistant, and it can reach 40 feet in height. Nearly every part of the tree, every part of the plant is edible and has medicinal qualities. However, it is the pods, leaves, flowers, and bark that are the most frequently used. It is valued in Ayurvedic therapy for a range of uses, including for its anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antiviral, and antidepressant properties. You hear all the antis? Nothing from any of the uncles, but anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antiviral, antidepressant. Moringa, one plant. Hey Dora, how you doing? Big ups to you guys over there in Brazil. Much love, much love. I hope you're still celebrating your Earth date, Dora. Because I celebrate for a long time, so I hope you're still celebrating. The bark is thick and white colored, and the leaves are long and oval shaped. The tree has been used since ancient times, valued by the Greeks and Egyptians. Currently, several humanitarian organizations are encouraging growth in rural communities to help combat malnutrition. A tree, one tree. The plants grow so quickly that within 6 months of planting and cutting, the first harvest can be taken. By the second year, one tree can produce nearly 300 seed pods that might be parboiled and added to curry or roasted and eaten like fruits, like nuts. Sorry. Moringa tea can be made from dry leaves, seeds, or flowers, but dried leaves are the most popular. While Moringa tea is frequently consumed in India, only recently have the benefits of the tea reached the Western world. About 1 teaspoon of dried loose leaf tea is used in 1 cup of freshly heated, pure, not distilled, not flavored, just plain pure water. For added health benefits and a different flavor, you can try blending it with some green tea. But for the most part, just have it as the tea it is. Other health benefits from moringa plants are the unique glucosinolates that are not found anywhere else. Now, a glucosinolate is an inert sulfur containing phytochemical, and it is most notably found in cruciferous vegetables like Brussels sprouts and broccoli and cabbage. According to one paper in Scientific Reports, moringa contains not only high levels of glucosinolates, but a unique formulation that is responsible for many of its medicinal properties. When glucosinolates are metabolized by an enzyme called myronase, they produce a bioactive isothiocyanate compound. Now, the isothiocyanate compound found in broccoli and many other cruciferous vegetables is sulforaphane. However, the unique glucosinolate, glucomoringin, found in moringa plants is metabolized to moringin. Researchers recently discovered a new glucosinolate in wild forms of Moringa oleifera called 4L-gluco. Okay. I'm going to give it the abbreviated part. It's called 4GS or 4GBGS. It is L-glucofrianosyloxyl benzyl GS. I hope y'all got that. It's 4GBGS. I see one of my friends laughing at me. Hey Marva, welcome nurse. It is GLUCOPHYRANOSYLOXY. You all can go fight that out. But I've been trying for the past, I don't even know how long since I found this article to call this word, and I'm done. I'm so done. But domestic, it is found, it was recently discovered in wild moringa. Domestic forms of Moringa oleifera grown for human consumption had some levels of 4-GBGS, but in much lower concentrations. Marva, what's your story with Moringa? 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. I'd love to hear from you. So, the researchers speculate that this may be due to the breeding the plant to reduce the naturally bitter taste. Since glucosinolates contain sulfur, they have a distinct, sometimes off-putting flavor. In addition to glucomoringin and 4GBGS, Moringa oleifera also contains at least 10 other glucosinolates that work together to provide many of the health benefits of the plant. According to Jed Fahey, a nutritional biochemist from Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, the overall nutritive value of the moringa tree has led to widespread use to reduce the burden of undernutrition. And according to Mercola.com, In 2009, Jed Fahey wrote, quote, however, scientifically robust trials testing its efficacy for undernourished human beings have not yet been reported. If the wealth of anecdotal evidence can be supported by robust clinical evidence, countries with a high prevalence of undernutrition might have at their fingertips a sustainable solution to some of their nutritional challenges. Again, I ask the question that I asked before. Why is it that this isn't being supported as one of the necessary things in our communities? One of the necessary nutrients in our diet. Why? Since then, human and animal studies have begun to reveal, since 2009, animal studies and human studies have begun to reveal some of the health benefits that have been enjoyed by traditional medicine practitioners for hundreds of years, including improving iron levels in lactating women, reducing malnutrition in children, and impacting malarial infection and reducing malnutrition in mice. So here it is. You have a plant that is easy to grow. It can withstand droughts. It has multiple nutritional benefits, like benefits up the wazoo. But you don't hear of this being pushed and supported in any way. How is this? Why is this? We hear of drugs being pushed. We hear of all the ads that are run on a regular basis, and sometimes even far too often. But we don't hear the talk of a plant like Moringa that we haven't even touched a significant portion of the information that we have tonight yet. And we have learned so much already. You're talking about the Egyptians and the Greeks for hundreds of years using this plant as a part of their part of their nutritional diet. So it can help with malnutrition. It can help with malnourishment. It can help with as an antidepressant, antibacterial, antifungal. You know, it baffles me that we go to doctors and have so many ailments and have so many needs, and yet still we can't get a simple solution to our problem. We can't be told, you know what, how about you just go try some Moringa for X amount of time, with Y amount of frequency, and then give me a call. No, you get written a prescription for some drug that, of course, we can't pronounce half the ingredients that are in these drugs. Yeah, I get it. Some of these drugs come from plants, just like there's certain drugs in certain components, some things that are found in Moringa that people don't know about. Cool. And they have these outlandish scientific names also. Also cool. Not a big deal. The problem I have is that unless you go to a holistic doctor all out, unless you can find a village medicine man Unless you can get into one of these communities that have strong ties to holistic medicine and natural living. Unless you get those connections, you don't hear about products like these. And if you do, then it's followed by the disclaimer, the caveat. Well, it's not FDA approved. Okay, so you really think an organization like the FDA would approve something like this? Seriously, you know, let's be real about it. Because at the end of the day, what we have come to find out, or I know I personally have come to realize, is that in a country like the United States, pharmaceutical business is big business. So you don't want to really mess with big business, with big pharma, because big pharma has so much power and influence that whatever they say goes, right? But you as an individual can actually make a difference in your home with your life. Now, I'm not saying don't take any of these pharmaceuticals. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying you need to ask questions about these pharmaceuticals. And you can ask questions about some of these alternative, quote unquote, alternative medicines also. The more natural, the more holistic stuff that is used. What is wrong with asking about those? What do you stand to lose in finding out more about those? There are teas, there are tablets, you can get the leaves and brew your own tea. Come on. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to look at some of the benefits associated with drinking Moringa tea. For those of you on Facebook Live, this is where I bid you farewell. Come on over to kevinstew.com, where you can be interactive in the stew pot. And, okay, so before I go, let me go ahead and take this call. And because I know the good nurse is going to bed shortly, and I'm going to stick around on Facebook for just a little bit longer so that you guys can hear this live. Actually, no. Come on over to kevinstew.com and get it there. I'm going to say sayonara to you guys over there on Facebook Live. Deuces to you. Come kevinstew.com now if you want to hear this information. Marva, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm actually doing better. I was having a little cold for a few days.
Oh, yeah?
And yes, but I'm feeling a lot better today. I think it might have been a cold with an allergy or, seasonal allergy. But I
Yeah.
feel better and I use a lot of bush. And tonight is, I just had to step when I saw on Facebook you announced you're going to talk about Moringa. I said,
Yep.
I have to forfeit my bedtime tonight and call in even for 5 minutes.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So,
My pleasure.
what is your experience with Moringa?
Okay, so a few years ago, I visited Jamaica. My mom I think at that time my mom was 83, and my mom is very healthy. I mean, will, my sister has a local shop, and my mom take 2 steps at a time to walk up to my sister's shop. That's how strong she is.
Mm.
And she doesn't really have any health issues. She'll tell you, I have a touch of blood pressure. But that's because she stressed herself out. She has a touch of blood pressure where she take the smallest dose of blood pressure pill.
Right.
And I hadn't heard about merengue, as Jamaicans call it. Never
Mm.
heard about it before. And I saw her eating the seed. And I asked her what it was, and she said, Merengue. You never heard about merengue? And I said, no. She said, oh, there's a big crave about merengue in Jamaica. Everybody's into this merengue. It's medicinal, it's healing, it's helping people to get rid of diabetes and joint pain and all kinds of things.
Right.
So I brought three of the seeds back with me.
Mm-hmm.
They were dry, so they didn't bother me at immigration or
Right.
customs. I brought three seeds back with me and I planted them at my Florida house. And Kevin, two of them caught.
Mm-hmm.
And these seeds, the plants, I just can't kill them. No matter how much you chop them down, they spring back up. And then I found out that in Africa and parts of Asia, they actually call this tree never die.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's called never die because you could chop it down to the ground. It'll spring back up. You don't have to water it. It just keeps living and living and living. And I also found out at certain parts of Africa, the Department of Health is encouraging each family to grow at least two moringa trees on their property because it has so much nutritional value.
Right.
I also found out that in Asia, places like the Philippines, actually a patient of mine who was very sick in the ICU told me that moringa is commonly used in his homeland in the Philippines. They put it in stews, in soups, in
Mm-hmm.
salads. They just pick the leaves and eat it. They use it as tea. They grind it up in powder and you put it in smoothie. Any way that they can get moringa in because it has so much nutritional value.
Right.
Now I read that it has like 12 to 18 times the amount of iron that the spinach that we pay so much money for in the store has.
Mm-hmm. So that now speaks to consuming the leaves. So
The
you're
leaf, the
eating the
leaves,
leaf.
the leaves, yes, the leaves and the seeds. In fact, every part of the moringa tree is
Yes.
edible. Every single part, and every part has a lot of nutritive value. In fact, when I started doing some research, there were some men that did some uploads on YouTube, and there was this one man in the 70s talking about how he's farming moringa in Jamaica and exporting it using exporting they grind the leaves into powder and export it.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about how he had impotence and
Mm.
ever since he went on a Moringa protocol, that's totally reversed. His blood pressure is normalized. He lost a lot of weight and was very, very energetic. And Moringa is very nutritious. It's medicinal.
Right.
My personal experience with Moringa is I used to have quite a bit of insomnia and sleep issues as I went through menopause.
Mm-hmm.
And I discovered that Moringa has a lot of magnesium and other nutrients that are conducive to good sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So and my mom told me, she said you should boil it with soursop. And so that's what I do. I boil moringa, the moringa leaves and the stem with soursop leaves and soursop stem. And sometimes I throw in some ginger and I'll drink that as a tea at night. And it helps to relax me so I can sleep.
Mm. And you have people out there that are buying these sleep aids that are addictive.
And have a lot of negative side effects. You know, years ago when I used to believe in pharmaceuticals, I used to have sleep issues because I had unhealthy habits. Because health is not just about what we eat; it's the exercise, it's just stress, and a lot of times when we can't sleep, it's mind stuff going on. You're worrying about things that you shouldn't be worrying about. And I remember talking to my doctor about taking melatonin,
Mm-hmm.
my medical doctor, and he said, I don't want you to take any melatonin because even though it appears to be harmless, it has negative side effects. And I had tried Benadryl too because I was so desperate to sleep. And he
Right.
said, I want you to get off Benadryl. because it has a lot of negative cardiac side effects.
Mm-hmm.
So all these pills that these people are taking, they have a lot of negative side effects. But things like caraway seed and soursop leaf and moringa leaves, those things, when we use them to make teas and sip on them at night, they help to relax us so we can sleep well. And they don't have side effects, really. No
Yes.
negative side effects.
Right. Right. So it's kind of ironic to hear a nurse saying, I had these bad habits and I I was into pharmaceuticals and my medical doctor said, "Hey, ease off of these." That's so rare.
Yeah, it was an Indian guy from Trinidad.
Got you.
and and yeah, he told me, he said, I don't want you to take any melatonin. I don't want you to take any, because the thing is that the likes of melatonin and Benadryl, or diphenhydramine, whether it's a generic or the Benadryl brand name,
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot of negative side effects. But because they're over the counter and they're readily available, it's so easy to go to the store and grab these things when we have sleep trouble, because it's really hard not to sleep at night. But
Yes.
the lack of sleep is oftentimes due to our lifestyle. We're not eating properly, we're not getting some exercise, we're not getting some sun, we're stressed out,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And we're not drinking adequate water. It's a lifestyle that leads to this monkey mind at night that we can't sleep. Now, sometimes if I'm not careful, I could sleep for 9, 10 hours.
Mm.
I generally don't. I usually wake up after like 8, 9 hours and I feel good. But even when I took pharmaceuticals, I would wake up the next day feeling groggy and not, I would sleep, but I didn't feel good the next day.
Right.
Now, when I drink teas like moringa and soursop, also the raw cocoa, I use it as tea with a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of nutmeg. These are the things that our parents used to drink, our grandparents used to drink
This is true.
when we were young.
Yes.
They would have a little tea at night, and they didn't eat dinner late. And
Yes.
so we have to go back. We have to go back to what really is healthy for us. And it's not, I'm not telling anybody to get off their drugs. That's not what I'm saying. But look at your lifestyle, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And if you're not sleeping, what's keeping you awake at night?
Right.
Is it that are you lacking discipline? Are you going to bed tonight at 11, the next night at 1 o'clock, the next night at 2, the next night at 9? You need to have a set bedtime to go to bed, a set time to get up in the morning. Discipline yourself. Eat properly. Stay away from the junk food. Eat properly. Might need to lose some weight. A lot of people that have weight problems have sleep problems. They have sleep apnea.
Mm-hmm.
They can't sleep. They have to sit up to sleep or prop themselves up to sleep. So you have to look at your holistic lifestyle.
Right.
How can you tweak that? But man, Moringa, and you know what, Kevin? I live in Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually have a Moringa tree. It doesn't do well in the winter season when there's frost, because we don't get heavy snow where I am, but we'll get frost. It gets cold.
Right.
So it doesn't do well. But I discovered that because I brought some seeds from my Moringa tree in Florida, and we planted three, and two of them in the ground and one in a pot, and the ones in the ground died during the winter season. So what we did the last
Mm.
couple of years was bring the one in the pot in the house,
Gotcha.
and and it survives. It's doing beautifully. So if you live in a warm climate, you just get the seeds, stick them in the ground. You don't have to even water them. And they even if you get a piece of branching and stick it in the ground, it'll catch. And if you have a piece of land in Florida or where a warm climate, you can plant it. And you can take those leaves off, you can dry them, and then you put them in a coffee grinder or blender, make them into powder,
Mm-hmm.
and then you add the moringa powder to your smoothie, to your porridge, to your cereal, your soup, your stews.
Mm. So what
Yes.
about eating the leaves and the stem?
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. You just put the
Have you
leaves
done
in
that?
your. Oh, absolutely. I put every day now that it's growing. Um, um, I put like every day I make us every day I eat raw salad with green vegetables. So I just go in my backyard and I'll just take some of the leaves from my moringa and just mix it in with my salad. It has a bitterish taste, but
Yeah.
you have to understand that a lot of things that are good for us have a bitterish taste. Soursop leaf don't really taste sweet. Neither does cerasee.
Yes.
Cerasee is a potent and has been touted as an anti-cancer agent, but it's
S-
bitter as heck. And if you remember, your grandparents used to give you
y-
cerasee tea to drink in the summertime before
Yeah,
you go
just
back to
before going
school.
back to school. Yep.
Yes, it detoxes the liver and it cleanses the blood.
Yeah, it's that
Things like
detoxification that I don't think a lot of us had really enjoyed having that experience.
things that are good for us are not like bitter melon, for example. They have the bitter melon that the Chinese use a lot. It doesn't taste good, but it's good for us. We have to get away from this eating for taste and eat for our health, eat for life.
Yeah, there's a a tree bark drink called Mobby,
Hmm.
and I know some people that swear by Mobby, and I the first time I tried it was the last time I tried it, but
Yeah.
I know people that love it. It's an acquired taste, as is some other healthy products that
Like aloe
grow
vera.
wildly and in our backyards and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like aloe vera. And I thought it was amazing the first time I tasted aloe vera drink that it tasted nothing like the aloe vera that I used to have when I would have a horrible cold. I remember I used to develop this cold at least once a year. And I remember one year getting the aloe vera. My mother, because it grew in our backyard, and my mother cut the leaf, the stem, the branch, whatever you'd call it,
Yeah.
an arm of the aloe vera,
Hmm.
and slice off the skin, and then pull out the gel, and scoop it up in a spoon, and she would say, "All right, here's the agreement. Here's the honey. Here's the aloe
Yes.
vera.
Yeah.
As soon as you go down the aloe vera, I give you the honey."
Yes.
And as
Hmm.
soon as it went down, everything came up. But I can tell you, it
Hmm.
cleared that cold.
Yes. Absolutely.
it was
Absolutely.
it was not
Hmm.
fun, but I don't even know how they made aloe vera juice to taste the way it does when you buy it in the bottle. I
It's
don't
what it
know.
has added. Just like anything bottled, you know, in order for it to be preserved, they have to add preservatives. In order
Hmm.
for it to taste good, they have to add things to make it taste good. But
Hmm.
is no better way to have aloe vera juice or to consume aloe vera than the real deal. My adopted dad, is 89 years old. In February, he was 89 years old.
Mm.
He's clear in his mind. My dad, he cannot read and write, but there's no number that he doesn't remember. I mean, if he meets you, he will not forget your name. He remembers the things that happened when he was 5 years old, right up to now.
Oh wow.
And he lives on his own. He cooks every day. He cleans. He washes clothes with hands, iron his own clothes, go to the store to get his own grocery every Friday, walk 1.5 miles to and from church, and don't hardly sit down at 89.
Mm.
And he told me that like once a week he has aloe vera growing in his yard too. So like when I was with him last year before last, I haven't seen him since COVID. He cuts the aloe vera, scoop the gel out, and put it in his mouth. And he
Yeah.
just keeps it in his mouth for several hours and then he swallows it.
For what?
And
Wait. What? He keeps in his mouth how long?
for several hours, he just, as he goes about, does his business, he just keeps it in his mouth. Yeah. And he said, I said, isn't it bitter? He said, no, you get used to it. It's like people with Scotch bonnet pepper.
Yeah.
People who are lovers of Scotch bonnet um, pepper people, it
Hmm.
doesn't burn them anymore. But my dad, if he has digestive issue or he just does it as a preventative, that's why he's 89 and is healthier than most people half his age. He uses
Hmm.
aloe vera on that's his shaving cream. He puts the aloe vera gel on he pops it open, rubs it on his face, and use it to shave his head and his beard and stuff like that.
Really?
These are what yes.
I used to when as a teen when I started breaking out, I would rub the aloe vera on my skin. That I would do. Um, but
It's the best
yeah, consumption.
sunscreen you could ever use too. Sunscreen. Like
Yeah,
if you're going to the
yeah.
beach,
They add
oh
aloe
yeah,
to everything. You know, you
yeah,
see it in all the products. There's a reason why they
hmm
add aloe to all of
yes,
these products, but
hmm
you never hear them talking about, go get some aloe and you can use it yourself. But then it is in everything. Aloe in your lip this, aloe in your skin that, aloe in your hair this. You find it everywhere.
But when we were young ladies growing up in Jamaica,
Hmm.
we used to use the aloe in our hair. We
Yeah.
used to scoop out the gel,
Hmm.
whip it up until it became all liquid, and then you put it on your hair and use it as a conditioner. It's just that we also have bought into the brainwash. I mean,
Mm.
we have to check ourselves too. I mean, how much are we doing? I mean, I know that I know for sure that if somebody's not feeling well and you said to them, okay, why don't you take the aloe, for example? Yes, they turn up their face and they're not going to take it. They'd
Right.
rather go and buy Sudafed or whatever it is.
Hmm.
This past, I don't really get sick, but once in a while I get a cold or something,
Yes.
and I don't go to doctors for things like that. I find a remedy. And so a couple of days ago, I started getting congested and coughing, and I felt a little bit like I might have been having a little fever and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I went to use my natural remedies.
Hmm.
Ginger is
Yeah.
one of the most powerful antibacterial food that you could ever use.
Yes.
Ginger. So and garlic. Oh my gosh. Amazing. So I turn to my garlic and ginger and I make
Lemon juice
extracts
and
with
honey.
lemon juice and honey, apple
Yeah.
cider vinegar, that kind of thing. And that's what I've been using and I feel so good today.
Yeah. I
And
went
lots of
through a week
water.
of it,
Yeah.
and I'm only just a little bit congested now, and I had a little bit of help from Heaven Accessories, Power Dew tea. I got a sample of it, and I tried it for. It only lasted a week in
Hmm.
my house between my better portion and myself, and talk about a tea with a kick.
Yes. What's in
Yeah,
that tea?
um, I have. I took a picture of it recently. Where is it? I can tell you real quick. Some of the products, and it's all natural. I should have taken up a picture of the empty bottle too, and I didn't. I had posted it where I was drinking the tea, and someone called me from Jamaica and said, "Yo, I need to get some of that tea. It looks, and it doesn't look that great, but what you're saying about it, because it cleared my sin. I was a little bit stuffy, cleared it right up with my second sip. There's garlic, there's cinnamon, turmeric, ginger, onions, parsley, lime, pepper, cloves. I don't know what kind of pepper. Cloves and a thing called Star Arise. I've never heard of Star Arise, but it's a herb,
Hmm.
and I don't know the proportions that is
Hmm.
used. I don't know the proprietary
It's
blend,
powerful stuff though.
but
It's powerful stuff.
And I tell you, this right here,
Hmm.
yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and you know, I sent it was oh, it was my very first wife actually. Um and I told her, yo, check out this website. And she said, I want to know what's in the ingredients. And I said, it's just this. And she was like, I gotta get some.
Mhm.
So yeah, but this
And
here,
it sounds like these green ingredients are truly natural because
yeah,
that's another catchphrase that we have to be very careful of. It's
yeah,
all natural.
mm-hmm.
We must question things when they say all natural because what does that mean? Read that label.
Arsenic is natural.
Exactly. Exactly. You got to be very
You
careful
know,
about this. Or when I hear anything about all natural, I question it. These ingredients are truly all natural.
right?
You know, so I wouldn't have any issues with that. But the bottom line is that we have to make the decision. The thing is that pharmaceutical companies are not they for the most part. I doubt that they will ever say. I doubt that. I'm not saying that they never will, because I can't say that. But
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that they will ever say to anyone, listen, if you're congested, put a piece of ginger in your mouth and chew on it, and it'll clear up your nostril.
Right.
Okay. I doubt that they would ever say that to me. I doubt that they would ever say to me, listen, if you feel like you're coming down a little bit of infection, why don't you eat some raw garlic and
Yeah,
some
that's not gonna
honey
happen.
and things like that? I doubt it. So what? I have to make sure that I do my own research. There's lots of research there, you know. There's a
Yes.
lot of information online and a lot of information in books. We have no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that want to go the holistic way and are pursuing it and are getting results.
Yes.
So why can't we all look into it and question it? But some of us, I'm gonna go out on a limb, are a little bit lazy. We would rather take that Tylenol for that headache rather than seeing if we're drinking enough water, because that headache might be coming from the water, from the lack of from dehydration.
I know people that uh, don't like water, and they'll tell you straight up, I don't drink water. I don't like it. If you're
Well,
gonna give
throw
me some
fruits in
water,
it.
it needs to be flavored water.
Okay, so throw some fruits in it. I
Oh,
mean,
but
I
they're
don't
not
like
doing that.
water either.
They're not doing
Well,
that.
that there you go. I don't like water. I honestly don't like water. But I add ginger or turmeric or no citrus
Squeeze
or
a little
any
lime in
fruit,
it.
lime. Oh yeah, that's what I do every day. I put lime or lemon and put a piece of ginger in it, or some cayenne pepper in it, or something like that. Whatever we need to do. But our bodies are more than 60% water.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not putting water in it, we're doing our bodies a disservice.
Right.
But it's
So that,
our health is our responsibility.
but they'd say,
Mhm,
I'm sorry. These people
mhm.
would say, well, if you're drinking a drink or juice, then clearly it's liquid, so it has to have water in it. So my body will get the water from this. But it's
And
everything
well,
else that's going in
that's
with
going
it.
in. Right. Exactly.
That's the real kicker.
Exactly. Exactly. And I tell you something too, that sometimes even though I add things to my water, sometimes there's nothing like just plain water.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you feel low on energy and stuff like that, you just need to put some water in your body, plain water, and that will
Yeah.
make a world of difference.
I was at an
World of
event this Sunday night, and someone said, "Yo, let me buy you a drink." I said, "Yeah, I'll take 2 bottles of water." And they're like, "What?" "Yeah, man, I'll have a water."
hmm 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 Yeah,
Yeah, and that's just it. Um,
yeah.
Moringa though, um, has been talked about a lot by many people, and I first heard of Moringa when my mother was battling multiple myeloma, and my mother has transitioned, um, going on what's this, 12 years, 13 years now, since this past Valentine's Day. And it, up until now, it has, I've been here, everybody that I've heard that have been drinking Moringa tea, I haven't heard a complaint up until this point. And here you are, registered nurse, 20 years, been in the health field. You have been sick yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you have defied the odds and naturally have come back literally to life.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you swear by Moringa yourself and the benefits of it.
Oh yeah.
So why shouldn't we give it a try? You know, generally speaking, why shouldn't we give it a try? What do we have to lose? You
We
know,
have nothing. We have nothing to lose. We just have to be. We just have to. If we have the desire to be healthy and to think outside of what we're being programmed to think.
right?
And once we do that, then we'll be open. Because the thing is that, I remember somebody once said to me, um, can I eat moringa or take moringa along with my such and such a pill and such a pill? And I said to her, I said, I can tell you what to do regarding that. But I said, do you eat lettuce with your pills?
Mm,
How about cabbage? And how about all these other greens, kale and all those things?
right.
But moringa is no different. It's a vegetable.
Mm,
It's a vegetable. That's what it's so. I don't see any difference. Really, I don't see any difference between eating kale and eating moringa, or putting kale in my salad and moringa in my salad. But we've been so programmed to eat. I mean, like the callaloo that the Caribbean people eat. It is 10 times as powerful as, say, the spinach that they sell in the supermarket.
yes.
But we will go and spend all that money for the spinach in the supermarket when we can grow some callaloo in a pot in our backyard, or
Yeah,
seek out
easily.
callaloo. Literally, yeah. So we have to get away from the brainwash and think for ourselves.
Right.
Think for ourselves, and not be too much into eating for taste. And like, when I add moringa to my salad, I don't taste any bitter taste of the moringa. It takes the taste of everything else.
So you've gotten
But
used to yours too. You've gotten used to that.
I don't taste it because I add it to, say I'm making a green salad and I put kale, or I don't do lettuce because lettuce to me is nonsense.
Mm,
Not much nutrients in it. But say I put kale and spinach or whatever it is I put in my salad, I just add the moringa leaves to that. And like yesterday, I did some soup because, as I said, I was dealing with a cold. I'm much better now. I did a big pot of soup with a ton of garlic and onion and pimento and those things in it. And I just threw some moringa leaves in the soup.
yeah.
It's great. It's just, I can just tell you, it's nutritious. It has a lot of. I read that moringa has every single nutrient that you could possibly need to thrive and be healthy. I think except maybe vitamin B12. Okay, but every other nutrient, vitamin C, magnesium, calcium, iron, folate,
Well,
all those nutrients.
it's interesting that you should say that because as I was going to present on the benefits of moringa, drinking moringa tea, this is just having some of the tea. They say here the plant is rich in vitamins, minerals, and essential amino acids, which are building blocks for protein. And the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, says 100 grams of the pods contain 45 milligrams of magnesium, 15 milligrams of phosphorus, 461 milligrams of potassium. They are also rich in zinc, vitamin C, folate, and vitamin A. That's not even mentioning the iron that we mentioned earlier. You know, so when you really break it down, and that's probably why it is touted in parts of Asia and Africa, and is so essential to their regular diets. I really believe, because and like you said, in parts of Africa they're saying, the government is saying, yo, each family needs to grow at least 2 moringa trees.
Yeah, because certain parts of Africa they have malnutrition issues.
Yeah, and
Well, if
it fights malnutrition.
it takes care of malnutrition.
Yeah.
Okay, if
A tree,
this
one
tree
tree.
has every nutrient that you could possibly need, probably except B12. I'm not 100% sure now, but I read it has every nutrient you could possibly need to thrive. Then there goes the answer to all malnutrition issues. Because you know what,
Again.
another thing,
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons for malnutrition is not that we don't have enough food to eat, you know. That's not the cause, really.
Nutrition rich food.
It's the nutritive value of the foods that we're eating.
Yep.
You can be eating. America is one of the places in the world that has the most food.
Yeah.
But they are also one of the places the most malnourished and undernourished population in the world.
Exactly.
Because when you eat French fries and burgers and things like that, what nutrient are you getting?
Mm-hmm.
Because for the most part, Americans do not eat vegetables. They don't
This
eat
is true.
fruits.
This is true.
They're eating nuts and grains and things like that. They're eating a lot of fast food that have no nutritional value, so they're suffering from mal and undernutrition.
And in that comes now some of the things that even just this one plant will address: the inflammation,
Yes.
the viruses, the funguses, and the depression issues. Moringa
Yes.
is an anti-inflammatory, antidepressant, antiviral, and antifungal. What?
An antioxidant.
And an antioxidant.
Mhm.
So, you know, you really have to wonder, why is it so hush hush? Why is it that it's not being promoted? Because it's not like marijuana was held down for so many years, and now CBD is the biggest thing out on the street. Hemp, CBD, marijuana, biggest thing on the street right now.
Because there's
Everybody wants to
money
get
to be
into it.
made because there's so much money to be made. I mean, there's CBD and hemp clinics popping up all over the United States. There's a lot of money to be made. So it's not even so much the marijuana that they're promoting. It's the extract from the marijuana, the CBD,
Yeah,
and the extract from the hemp, the CBD, because there's a lot of money to be made.
mm-hmm.
But just plain marijuana, maybe they wouldn't be making the money from just the plain marijuana.
But
But
they
there's lots of money to be
know
made from
they know
CBD.
the nutritional value.
Oh,
You're
absolutely.
not going to have one. You're not going to be getting CBD out of thin air. They know where it comes from. They know the medicinal, the nutritional value of marijuana, of the marijuana plant. It's not. It is known. But here it is. We don't have the. Again, it comes back, for me, it comes back to big pharma doing big pharma business. Unless there's a money making aspect of it, then they're not pushing it. So you have to ask
That
yourself the
that's
question.
that's literally everything, though, you know, Kevin. it's,
Okay,
it's the bottom line, really.
so
Everything.
who are you going to push drugs to when everybody is sick and can't go to work? how are they going to purchase these drugs?
Like what drug?
You name the drug. So big pharma is pushing drugs based on your lack of health. Because if you're healthy, you don't need drugs.
That's right.
So if you're sick, then you must partake of these drugs to help you to maintain a level of functionality.
Function. That's
Because
right.
it's not even health. A lot of these drugs are addressing the symptoms of the issue that you're facing, not addressing the root, the cause. So here you have things like what we're talking about tonight, Moringa, that address causes and as a result takes care of the issues that you're seeing as a result of the cause. Here it is. We went off on a little tangent and touched on aloe. We touched on just now. I brought up the marijuana and what is derived from it. Again, it's not new science that is being applied to this to get us to where we are, where we can say, "Boy, I need to go get some CBD oil, or I need to get some CBD tablets, or whatever." It's not new science. It's very old, and as a matter of fact, the body has cannabinoid receptors. What is the cannabinoid receptors receiving, looking to receive? And where is it? What does it come from? It's not like you're going to find it in apple. So we know this. Big Pharma knows this. But it isn't beneficial until there's a dollar value that is being placed. And how about place the value on human life instead? That is the part that we're missing. We're missing that human component. If you have unhealthy people, then you're going to be running out of resources. You don't have anybody buying this product.
They're gonna make sure we're propped up. They're making
So-
sure we're propped up. They're making sure we're propped
Okay.
up right now. One
Right.
drug, and the average person is taking multiple drugs. They're taking a drug to sleep and a drug
wake
to
up.
counteract the side effect from the sleep to keep you awake. They're taking a drug for every system of the body.
Right.
Okay? And the only time that's gonna stop is when we are sick and tired of taking these
Of
drugs
being
and
sick and
start
tired.
of being sick and tired, and the nasty taste and the side effects of these drugs, and we start questioning it and say, listen, no longer am I willing to live like this. And then we start taking our health in our own hands. Until that happens, we will continue to accept the brainwash that they've thrown on us. But we have to start, we have to take responsibility for our health because they're not going to do it.
Right.
Okay.
And-
I saw a sign, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I saw a sign at a hospital in Jamaica some years ago when I was there, a little hospital in Spaldings, Percy Junior Hospital, and it says, your health is your responsibility.
Right.
Take care of it. When I start believing that, then I'll start questioning those things you're discussing. And I'll take care of myself, and I want to care for myself. This temple of God, I want to care for it and respect it and only put what is going to be good for it in it.
Right.
But until then, even if somebody starts preaching Moringa or whatever it is to you, are you going to accept it? Are you going to say, let me look into it? Okay, or are you going to brush it aside? Because there are some people that no matter what you tell them about Moringa, no matter what you tell them about soursop, no matter what you tell them about eating apples or whatever it is, they're set in their ways. Well, are you going to question these things and then start doing what's right for you? For you? Because I also know people who tell me that their doctors say they should drink water, but I refuse to drink water. Their doctor says that they should start eating more vegetables and fruits and try to lose some weight so they can get off blood pressure pill. and they say, I can't do without my donut. We have to take responsibility for ourselves. They're not going to do it. We have to do it. I
Right.
have to do it. You have to do it.
Right. Shar, welcome to the broadcast. Big up to my cousin in Jamaica, Sharon. Big up Red Fox. Welcome. Red Fox says, I use Moringa tea and it works for me. It works for you how, Red Fox? What does it do for you? Marva, I'm going to let you go. Thank you. I'm going to read these benefits of drinking Moringa tea.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for your input. Always, truly, truly, truly appreciate of your support. Ladies and gentlemen, Marva, go ahead and put your contact information and your book information out there, please.
Okay. So my name is Marva Riley, and I'm the author of the book Eat, Sleep, Meditate, a Nurse's Guide to Health. It addresses health from a holistic standpoint. And you can get my book on my website, rnmarvariley.com. And I have a lot of tips on how you can get healthy and stay healthy, or lose weight, get off drugs, that kind of thing, and take the best care of yourself. I have a lot of tips on my website, rnmarvariley.com.
And the Facebook group.
Oh, and I have a Facebook group where we give great support and help to each other to be your healthiest. And it's called The Doctor in You. And you can send me a request to join the group. I don't turn down anybody. We help to support each other. We're all on this journey to be the healthiest that we can be. The group is called The Doctor in You.
Okay. Thank you, Marva. See, Red Fox is saying it helps to eliminate water retention.
Yes. Yes, I believe so, because I find too that when I drink it as a tea, I urinate more. So it's probably a diuretic. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, there's so many testimonials. If you just go online and you read, you'll hear people talk about so many benefits.
You see,
There's one doctor that that drank Moringa tea every day for 7 days, and he tracked his blood pressure. I think he's a naturopathic physician, and every day he would post his blood pressure. I'm telling you, significantly reduced the blood pressure to normal.
you see,
It's good stuff.
that's just it right there, though. Here it is. If you don't command a certain amount of influence, apparently it doesn't work with getting the word out there. You mentioning that, yes, you started drinking Moringa tea and you started urinating a whole lot more. People are thinking, boy, that's just going to interrupt my day. I don't want to be running to the bathroom every so often, every 30 minutes, every 90 minutes, every...
It wasn't like that. Not really.
That's the thought. No, but that's the thought. That's the thought.
Yes.
However, if you're drinking enough water, when you move from a state of dehydration to being hydrated, your body has to adjust, and it takes a little bit of time to adjust.
That's right.
And naturally, your body will filter, and your kidneys will work
Yes,
the way they're supposed to do.
that's right.
You make a change, your body will adjust, and over a little time, boom, then it will come back to that normalcy.
Homeostasis.
I wanted to say that, but I decided to use simple words. I almost bite off my tongue with reading some of the findings in Moringa earlier. So
You did well. You did well.
I thank you.
Have a good night.
All right, take care, Marva. We'll talk.
Bye now.
All right. So, but Shar, you Moringa is all around you. You're supposed to be able to get Moringa a whole lot easier than me. So yeah, get the Moringa. Red Fox 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. If you could share your story with us about how Moringa has helped you. I want to say thank you to my previous segment sponsor, Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea SU is a licensed massage therapist that comes to you operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties. She brings her table, her oils, her Healing Heavenly Hands. Of course, she comes to you COVID-free. So, and she'd like to leave that way also. So if you have the virus, don't call her. Outside of paying her, she only requests that you get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done, because you're guaranteed to fall asleep. I do it every time she gives me a massage. I fall asleep. Go ahead and give her a call, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000, or email her at thealater@att.net. And she's also a certified personal trainer. So she can put your muscles in pain and soothe them too. You can ask her about those services when you give her a call, 954-655-9000. Althea, thank you very much for your services and for sponsoring this previous segment. This current segment that we're in, I want to thank Reggae Global Entertainment, and Reggae Global will act as your booking agents, take care of your tour management, take care of your copyrights, publishing, trademarks, business registration, music production, marketing and promotion, and so much more. Give them a call, 954-804-8199, or check them out online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com. All right, so I'll take a break later and then get into musical therapy. But some of the benefits associated with drinking Moringa tea. A review of the literature revealed Moringa oleifera, may be useful in people with chronic hyperglycemia, which is pretty much high blood sugar. And dyslipidemia also, I lost where I was. Chronic exposure to arsenic in contaminated drinking water or food is associated with an increased risk of high blood sugar and cardiovascular disease. Long-term exposure to arsenic can lead to several types of cancers and contribute to the development of neurological, lung, and kidney diseases. Animal studies also show the antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties of moringa help reduce these long-term risks. So, in essence, without saying those very words, moringa can possibly fight cancer. It helps to control blood sugars. And one animal study demonstrated moringa could reduce blood sugar by up to 29.9% in normal subjects, up to 32.8% in mildly diabetic subjects, and up to 69.2% in severely diabetic subjects. It supports cardiovascular health. And for those of you just joining in, I'm talking about moringa. Animal studies show moringa helps normalize elevated levels of blood sugar, cholesterol, and triglycerides in diabetic subjects. Cardiovascular disease is a significant complication associated with diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. Moringa may also help reduce the formation of plaques in the blood vessels. So it frees up your blood flow. Yeah? Other possible anti-cancer effects that moringa may have, it has a cytotoxic effect on breast, colorectal, and prostate cancers. It may also be a potential adjunctive treatment in benign prostatic hyperplasia, which is one of the most common conditions in men as they age. It supports brain health. You know, there's a lot of talk of Alzheimer's disease. In an animal model, moringa helped alleviate the effects of homocysteine on the brain in development of Alzheimer's disease and mitigated memory impairment in age-related dementia. Hey, Shar, if you want to share what taking moringa, drinking the tea or whatever has done for you too, hit me up. You can use Messenger and call me if you want to share. Um, it Moringa prevents chronic disease. Moringa tea is rich in phytochemicals, including tannins, saponin, um, polyphenols, and these compounds play a role in resisting the development of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease (NAFLD), high blood pressure, cancer, and overall inflammation. It resists the development of these things. It supports male reproductive health. And you heard Marva tell this story. Animal studies have suggested that moringa has a beneficial effect on male reproduction, including libido and fertility. However, the same is not true for females who, in one study, experienced negative fertility effects from supplementation. So, I guess it helps to balance things out. If it makes men more fertile, then it needs to bring down the fertility in women to keep things a little bit balanced so we don't have an overpopulation. So again, everything in moderation, right? Because you don't want to overdo it. Moringa is also a source of high quality amino acids. These are the building blocks of protein, which are used in a variety of functions. There are 20 different amino acids that have been identified and are classified as either non-essential or essential. Your body can make the non-essential amino acid, but it needs to get the essential amino acids from food. There are not a lot of plant foods that contain all the essential amino acids. Pay attention here, folks. Moringa is one such plant. According to the African Journal of Biotechnology, the plant has 19 amino acids, including all 9 essential amino acids. Each of these have important biological roles, including helping to stabilize blood sugar, used in the production of collagen, necessary in the production of red and white blood cells, and playing a role in memory formation and nervous system function. Overall body care and health. Biological effects of moringa extend to having potent antibiotic properties against a variety of pathogens, including Escherichia coli or E. coli, Salmonella, Candida, and Helicobacter pylori, H. pylori. Specifically, the 4-RBITC. I'm not gonna go through it with that one. Is a potent antibiotic against H. pylori. Staphylococcus aureus and Candida albicans also it's also potent against these bacteria also. The anti-inflammatory effects from moringa may also help protect your skin from pollution. Moringa leaves are rich in antioxidants that contribute to healthy skin as well as sulfur, which is a key ingredient in the production of collagen and keratin. Moringa oil, pressed from the seeds of the tree, keeps for years without turning rancid and is easily absorbed into the skin. Now, although the product has not gained widespread popularity, there is evidence that it helps reduce wrinkles, so you stay young longer. The oil is also naturally moisturizing and nourishing. Now, of course, everything you consume, you want to consume in moderation. Moringa, it is important to remember, like certain plants, certain other plants, it's bioactive and it may interfere with medications or supplements that you're taking. The leaves are considered generally to be safe and edible, but there's a little bit of controversy about the roots and the stems. Many people have consumed all parts of the moringa plant. The information about using moringa before or during pregnancy or while nursing is also unclear. And until there's more evidence that moringa is safe during pregnancy, women who are pregnant or want to become pregnant should avoid using it. Again, since it reduces fertility in women, you might want to stay away from it. But what kind of effect does it have on women that have already gone through menopause or women that are currently going through menopause? I haven't seen anything about that. So I guess they haven't really tested that bit of information yet or run those tests yet. But it would be good to know, wouldn't it? Early studies have demonstrated that there's an immunosuppressant effect from the seeds or extracts that contain the roots and seeds. And the moringa plant can also have a mild laxative effect. Not a major one, a mild one, which may not be so bad when you consider some of the things that we're putting in our bodies. Because if you don't go regularly, then you might want to take something to help you go. If you're going to go buy over-the-counter drugs, laxatives and such, then you might want to consider something that you can have naturally. Like, for example, Cersei, Moringa, certain other teas that you can find out there. But again, it's naturally occurring. Unless you have an allergy, or you're taking some drugs and it could have an adverse effect with these drugs. Again, what do you have to lose? Since moringa has an effect on blood sugar, inflammatory response, and may interact with other medications, it's important to check with your pharmacist or your doctor. Inform your holistic physician of the addition and monitor your blood sugar levels frequently if you're a diabetic. So, things to take into consideration. Again, we just heard from Marva, Nurse Marva Riley, and she in her book she talks about her journey to life, pretty much. And I know of her journey personally. I knew when Marva got sick. And if you hear it in her voice now, how vibrant and bubbly she is. If you get to ever meet her, you will see this. So she told her own personal experience. She's not making any money from telling her story about talking about moringa. It's a naturally occurring plant. It's not some business out there that is going to pass some funds under the table and say, boy, still appreciate of the fact that you talked about me so much, Nobody's paying me for that. But here it is, a naturally occurring product. And when you say naturally occurring product, we're talking about a plant that can thrive in drought-ridden areas, that has all these benefits, nutrients, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antidepressant, antifungal, antiviral, all from this one plant. Contains high levels of iron, magnesium, amino acids. This one plant is like a super plant. And when we go back to some of the names that this tree has, tree of life, mother's milk, drumstick tree, horseradish tree, the miracle tree is a name that stands out the most to me. Miracle tree. And when you hear about the myriad of benefits that this one plant can give, it mind-blowing. People will have Brussels sprouts and talk about Brussels sprouts all day, and they'll talk about broccoli and cabbage all day, but you mention moringa and they're like, what, that's not so popular? So they leave that alone? Cool. That's fine. But when you have so many countries, not just an individual here and an individual there, when you have countries of individuals that will swear by it, again, people, what do you have to lose? You can put moringa grow it as a potted plant if you live in the more frigid areas. Grow it inside your house. It will survive. It won't do so well outside when the snow hits you or the frost hits. As Marva was talking about the moringa trees there in Georgia. But taking a plant in a pot and being able to put it inside your home, that's something else that you can do. Living in Florida, well, more South Florida than in North Florida, because North Florida gets it kind of like Georgia, it's right there. But living in Central and South Florida, I think you stand a good chance growing some moringa. Again, what do you have to lose? Now weigh that against what you have to gain. What you can gain from having a plant like moringa. It's having a plant like cerasee, having aloe vera. And I can tell you, outside of the benefits of cerasee and aloe vera, I'd really stay far from them. But the benefits far outweigh the bitter taste. Again, we often hear that the things that are good for us are the things that don't taste so well. And most of the things that are not good for us taste awesome. So, are you going to let taste dictate how healthy a life you live? That's your decision to make. I can't make it for you. I can't twist your arm. But I will say, don't knock it until you've tried it. We're going to take a little break. And when we come back, I'm going to wrap up tonight with some musical therapy. Yeah? Sound like a plan? What's it? 23 minutes to the top of the hour? We can get a couple of tunes in there, right? Yeah, I think so too. We'll be back right after these messages.
Pulse Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsing Media Group.
It takes an entire village to raise a child. Here to talk about Palace, Peace and Love Academic Scholarship. This non-profit group supports students facing serious obstacles from entering or continuing their studies, not because the grades are failing, but due to the lack of financial support.
Over the past 8 years, Palace has awarded 600 scholarships valued at approximately 50.3 million Jamaican dollars, or 415,000 US dollars.
Together, we must build a better future for our children. Please visit www.palace1.org and make your donation to brighten the future of a deserving child. Palace, preserving young minds for posterity.
Yes, my people, check out I Red Funks on Reggae Global Radio every Saturday at 8 p.m. with Kev Stew, where I'll give you a pre-life, brand new, good for you. Kick it like a ball if you don't say a dance song. You hear that?
It's Christine representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, I don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin Stew and the night shift radio show. Yo, it at the thing, turn up the thing loud. Whoa, DJ Kevin Stew at the heart of a champion. Never underestimate, just choose him. The silver line behind the dark clouds. DJ Kevin Stew believe him, and that's no doubt. Salute the night shift radio show. Christine, just heart it up loud.
You don't know about them, you know. Anybody who tell me something I can't do it, they told me I make me go harder. Here I am now. Here I am. Oh. Man on a mission. Oh, 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 oh. Man on a mission.
Task at hand with a clasp of hands. And here I am, a man on a mission. The sound of Hezron. Hezron was my secret ingredient this past Saturday on Reggae Global Radio on the Saturday Stew. Yeah, we had a nice little chat. This is a brand new song from him.
Believe you can achieve.
Just became available on all platforms this past Friday.
The world is yours, the world is mine. Let's live our dream, yeah.
Anybody will say it can't be done? Talk for yourself.
Here I am.
I want to say thank you to my segment sponsor, GMATMusicSolutions.com, providing sound, light, stage and production services, musical equipment, PA systems, audio engineers, DJs, bands, musicians, singers, and more. They bring your event to life. Give them a call, 754-307-GMAC. That's 754-307-4622. Or check them out online, GMATMusicSolutions.com. Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. Yeah man, here I am. Man on a mission. What would we on a mission to do? Let's do some cooking.
Seasoning up, well cut up, wood fire blaze up.
Son of Jordan.
Water boil up. Seasoning up, well cut up.
Yeah man, the track is called Cooking.
So you know some water boil up.
Listen to the ingredients.
Cooking today, what I'm cooking today. I got some items through.
Can cook up some Moringa.
We got some quinoa will do. I'm cooking today. What I'm
If you check out Jordan's social media page, you'll see him doing some cooking over the weekend.
We got some spell dumpling will do. So when you eat it, in about 5 minutes move in the zipper. I said the walnut porridge well thicker. I said the ital screw with a kick. Say me want to come in, no one no little bitter. You know see you me calabash stick. First coconut bitter in a it. I be safe, just a little bit. Feel it come more when me forward. Frost off from me split. The kitchen of it get a visit. I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today. I got some items through. We got some quinoa will do. I'm cooking today. They must know what I'm cooking today. Items through. We got some spell dumpling will do. No meat no in my kitchen. Rastafari no support blood spilling. Pass I some chickpeas or some ackee off the trees. Wild rice, so you wild so. You fill the pot of water, can't spoil you. Coconut a bubble down, hide you. Galang me damsel, them can't style you. When you steam the callaloo, you make it mild so. I she no eat them KFC nor them burger. Watch it, Babylon where you heard that. I she no eat no for a burger. I'm cooking today. What I'm cooking today.
As we close out this Healthy Love Night,
We got some quinoa will do.
it's all about keeping the love
Today, them ask me what I'm cooking.
lively, keeping the love juicy,
We got some
remaining healthy, eh? Sometimes it's not easy to do, but we'll find a way, yeah? This is David Powell. The track is called Life Hard. Heights of Great Men.
Life hard, but we still a live it up. You say it up, but we still a face it up. Life hard, but we still a live it up. We not give up the fight, can't give up the fight. Life hard, but we still a live it up. You say it up, but we still a face it up. Life hard, but we still a live it up. We not give up the fight. Heights of great men. Say life hard, but me going. Enough time me sick, mommy cry from me coming. No time to smile, cause you know what's happening. I pick up on the road and take on the beast master. I fi stay under control. I fi have that mindset, stay true to your goal. I fi have that drive, the hunger in your soul. You alone on the highway, but you have to do toll, hey. Cause you woke up in a hidden out there. I fi stay strong in a the Gideon. I fi have a heart of a lion. Stay strong in a Zion. I'm more than a conqueror, yeah. From J.A. Thank Father God for the few of them are real, yeah. Brother and sister, them
tougher than steel, yeah. I one link so you know the thing seal, yeah. I one link so you know the thing real. And life hard, but we still a live it up. No say it up, but we still a face it up. Life hard, but we still a live it up. We not give up the fight, can't give up the fight. Life hard, but we still a live it up. No say it up, but we still a face it up. Life hard, but we still a live it up.
Hey, David Paul says life hard, but we're still going through.
Come on, me daddy, proud of me. So Jaja beg you spread the love and love.
No matter what it takes,
Let me take a trot right down to me.
understand heights of great men were not attained by sudden flight.
Rise to see the sun, who you love or pull you down. Trying to discredit the works you have done. Select
Yeah, man, some of us have been going through this for a while.
cause not for them all.
And no matter what, we're going to push through same way. But know that as you go along the way,
When we feel it's too much pressure,
sometimes we go through some hard times. We'll get pressured away. But there's love there to guide us through and help us, eh?
no, I've never been this way before.
This is on a Glen, Washington.
I can't believe I find myself wanting for more.
It's called Bring Your Love On In.
Even though we are origin from different worlds, I can't control this thing I feel. I want you for my girl. And I know I'll always leave the basement out of mind. I visualize myself with 2 kids and wife.
And maybe a dog.
I must have sent you here. You mean the world to me. You've got the kind of love I need to set my spirit free. Cause when we feel it's too much pressure, just bring your love on in. Oh yeah, oh yeah. When we feel it's bubbling over, bring your love on in. Just do it, baby. Just do it, baby.
I need you more and more and more each day.
This is on of Empress Unique.
When you call me on the phone, I tried pretending I wasn't at home
It's called What You Gonna Do.
until I heard your voice on the line. I had a change of mind. Yeah. What we're gonna do? Oh boy, when you're gonna come?
9 minutes to the top of the hour.
Where you want me, baby? Why I can't get enough of your love?
9 minutes before I get out of here.
Oh boy, when you're gonna come? Where you want me, baby? I can't get enough of your love. Why you love me so? You won't ever let me go. Won't let me go. Won't let me go. Our love continues to flow. Over and over it goes. Like milk and honey, we flow. Now that we're talking on the line, I wanna know what, where, when, and why. Maybe I'm not gonna be shy. I wanna know all the reasons why. I wanna know, just gotta know what we're gonna do. Oh boy, when you're gonna come? Where you want me, baby? Why I can't get enough of your love? What we're gonna do? Oh boy, when you're gonna come? Where you want me, baby?
African down road, form of a better road.
This is the sound of Lee Kelly.
In light, in the
And the magician.
perfume, girl.
track is called Magic.
Lose focus. Now you're in the cute little dress that I like. Don't lose focus. Before I'm about to show you tonight, I can do magic.
Yeah, keep your eye on the prize, you know.
One snap of a finger, girl, I perform a trick on you. Anything you want me to do, yeah, I can do magic. Girl, all you gotta do is dim the lights. I perform a trick or two, baby. 'Cause I can do magic. I ain't no psychic, but I know just what you need, girl. You don't have to write it, just looking at your body I can be, yeah. You're giving me the eye, and it's making me want you back, girl. Turn around, and guess what's in my hand? Yeah. One snap of a finger, girl, I'll perform a trick on you. Anything you want me to do, yeah. Magic, all you gotta do is in the lights, baby. Magic.
Compliments to you and the way you love me makes me wonder where you've been. Oh my God.
This is Mr. Ed Robinson.
I wonder, is it for real?
Mr. Knocking on Heaven's Door himself.
Or I'm just hypnotized.
The track is called All My Life.
Baby, the moment I laid my eyes on you, I just knew you were the one for me. Yeah. I'm so thankful that we're no longer strangers.
6 minutes to the top of the hour.
Mean the world.
6 more minutes before I get on out of here for tonight. I made that 5.
All my life, now that I found you, baby, will you stay for life? Where I can, girl. All my life, won't you please stay with me for life? Pretty baby.
Yeah, pretty baby, where have you been?
Some of our friends think I'm no good for you.
Yeah, man, you need to come link here, man.
They can't believe it's true. I'm with you. Yeah. What they don't know is the way I feel about you.
It's called the Bedroom Mood Rhythm. Courtesy of Reggae Global Entertainment.
All my life, now that I found you, baby, will you stay for life? Where I can.
So before I get on out of here,
All my life, won't you please stay with me for life?
on this Healthy Love Night.
I've been really trying, baby,
Yeah, man, I'm working hard on it, you know.
trying to hold back this feeling for so long.
The Uncommissioned Remix.
And if you feel like I feel, baby,
Marvin Gaye working out with Miss Joanna Marie.
oh, come on. Woo! Let's get it on.
Hey, babe. I really want you close to me.
Let's get it on.
We're gonna lay it on
Yeah, just later on, Joanna.
bright and early 'cause the heat is on. And I know that you're
Yeah, no AC, no fan can help.
it's on now. Now that we are moving in the groove.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew.
Understanding, sugar,
Thank you, Joanna.
since we got to be here, let's live. I love you. There's nothing wrong with me loving you, baby. No, no. And giving yourself to me can never be wrong if the love is true. Oh, baby.
Yeah, man, hush. Joanna Marie and her passive aggressive self. Working out with Marvin Gaye. After Joanna Marie puts down for the man, she does like, listen, hush. I want to thank you each and everyone for tuning in. Remember, look out for members of your community. And your community is not just the development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, on the plane, on the boat, on the train, whether you walk, ride or drive, these are members of your community. Look out for one of them today, because you never know who's going to look out for you tomorrow. My name is DJ Kevin Stew, so I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Until tomorrow, we do Real Talk Wednesday and close out the week. Y'all take care, be good, but if you can't be good at it. Take care until later on. So all my affiliates, One Harmony Radio, NIE Radio, Island Worldwide, WGLRO, Hollywood Media, Dusick Media Group, Clinton Lindsay, the Foundation Radio Network.com, ClintonLindsay.com, the Foundation Radio Network. Truly appreciate, love you. Y'all take care until later. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.